good day, lovely people. Good day, lovely people. It is Tamiko. It is Tamiko again. It is Tamiko, a social worker. I am just coming to check in, but more than checking, I am coming to wish everybody a good, happy Black History Month. Happy Black History to you. Happy Black History to you. I just wanted to talk about my history a little bit, and that is Black history. But before I do, I just want to say whatever ethnicity that you are, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. And what I want to say is that you are Black history. You are Black history. Whatever that you make and whatever that you create, you are Black history. That's what it is, okay? I know some people look at Black history as other things and other famous people and things like that, but history starts with you. History can continue with you. It starts with our ancestors and things like that, but history can continue with you. Listen, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, a little bit about my Black history, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. I grew up with like 2 generations of family. I grew up, it was my family, it was my grandmother's family, and I had my aunts and uncles there and things like that. And I grew up like in a 3-bedroom apartment. It was 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, you know, in the living room and kitchen. That's what it was. That's what it was. And so it was a good 10 of us, and we just made the 3-bedroom happen. I tell you, for the African Americans, there was a saying that used to say, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I am trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. So basically, what that means, it's just a metaphor that basically, I didn't have much. We didn't have much, but we were able to make it stretch. I'm trying to make something stretch. I'm trying to make something small stretch into something bigger. I'm trying to make it expand. And when I tell you, I believe that if you put, little becomes much if you put it in the right hands. Little becomes much if you put it in the right hands, okay? So let me tell you how I made my 15 cents into $1. Let me tell you how I made. So like I said, I was raised in a 3-bedroom apartment, and I had a mother and I had a grandmother, and it was my aunts and uncles and things like that, and it was a 3-bedroom. We were able to get a folding cot, right? We were able to get a folding cot, and a couple of us had to share the folding cot and things like that. Sometimes we had paddles on the floor, and I said, what was the paddle? My grandmother said, well, we're going to make this paddle on the floor. I was like, so what are you talking about? And so she said, listen, here are some blankets, and you want to put these paddles on the floor, you want to put the blankets on the floor, here's the pillow, and y'all lay down. So most of all, I don't know, I don't want to say that they were favorites, but the guys really slept on the floor and the girls really had the beds, but I don't want to say they were favorites, but you know, the guys were on the floor and the girls were on the bed. All right, but the thing is that we were able to make do. We were able to stretch something. We were able to stretch. We were able to make do. We were able to take what we had and to stretch it. And basically, what I'm saying is that everybody didn't get a bed. Everybody didn't have the opportunity to lie on the bed when it was all of us at one time. They didn't have the opportunity, but we were able to make things for somebody to rest. Another way how we made $1 out of 15 cents. Another way. I grew up on government assistance. Yep, and I want to tell you how the money looked at that time. I know some people, they call it food, it was food stamps, but some people now, they have the EBT card. They have the EBT card. We didn't have a card back then. We had paper money. It looked like this. I will bring it closer to you. It looked like this. So this was the $10 bill. This was the $5 bill. That's the dollar. This was the front of the food stamp book. It was the front of the food stamp book. Yep, it was the front of the food stamp book. And when my grandmother used to send me to the store, she'd say, okay, go get some groceries. Here's the book of food stamps. Go get some groceries. And I was saying to myself, what's she talking about? I was ashamed. I was like, because I had people that had cash and I had food stamps, and I was like, man, these people are going to know that I'm on government assistance and things like that. And so I said, so I waited. This is what I did. I waited till the people leave, right? Sometimes you're ashamed of your current status, but let me tell you something. And like I said last week, I am on a better side of shame. There's a better side to shame. And I am on a better side of shame. When you are able to talk about it, like I said, you are on the better side of shame. That's last week. I won't get into it. That's last week. Watch my video for those who missed it. But though there is a better side to shame. But anyway, let's move on. It's Black History. It is Black History. And this is some of my history. This is some of my history where I had to go to the store. I had to take food stamps to the store, and I was ashamed. But listen, I personally myself, as I got an adult, I felt hard on my luck. I had to sit there and revert to my childhood status. And so I personally was also on public assistance at one point in time. And let me tell you again how I made $1 out 15 cents. How I was able to get over that hump, right? Okay, so I was on public assistance at one point in time. I was on public assistance. There was a school, there was a college, Medgar Evers College. They had a program called the Access. It was the Access program. And that Access program provided me with the skills to become a certified nurse's aide. They were given certified nurse's aide course. It called CNA. They was given certified nurse's aide course. And I'd sit there and I took the certified nurse's aide course, and I was able to get off of public assistance. They linked me with a job after me passing the test. They linked me with a job. My first job off of public assistance was working in a nursing home. But that was my first job, and I grew a love for it, right? I grew a love for it. So basically, that's how I was able to make $1 out of 15 cents. Basically, I used what I had. I used my current state, and I sat there and I was able to grow out of it. I was able to develop out of it. I was on public assistance, like I said. I took this class to become a nurse's aide. I passed the test. I started working as a CNA. I started working as a certified nurse's aide in a nursing home, and basically that was history. I continued my education, and that was history, right? And so what I'm saying to you, whatever current state you are, whatever current state that you are not satisfied with, whatever current state, you can do your best. I am a living witness. You are looking at me. You can do your best and try to get out that current state. However, I do want to acknowledge for those who are really terminally ill and you are reliant on governmental assistance, you can grow your current state by sharing information, by educating others. That is education outside the regular school system, imparting in others, okay? So that's another way that you can share your information. That's another way how to make $1 out of 15 cents. Sharing information. Make sure that your history do not get buried. Do not go in the ground. Make sure your history do not get buried. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with your friends and family. You never know how they can stretch it. I believe little becomes much when it is placed in the right hands. Little becomes much when it is placed in the right hands, okay? So don't forget, you don't compare. People are upset because they are comparing. They are upset because they are comparing, and then that's how discouragement comes. Sometimes we cannot compare. We have to look at our state, and we have to find ways and find means how to grow and develop it. And that's what I am encouraging you to do. Find your niche. Find what you can do to grow and develop your state, even if it's sharing information, because the people that you share information, you don't know. They are might able to matriculate it. They are probably able to grow what you gave them. And that's why it is so important to pass down information. And so when you say that you want to create Black history, you can create Black history by just sharing information. Just sharing information. You never know what people can do and how to expand the information, the knowledge that you have shared. Okay, so I just wanted again to share my Black history. That is my Black history. I come from humble beginnings and I did my best to expand it. Okay, again, once again, happy Black History Month to you. And before I go, I am totally down. Before I go, continue to celebrate yourself. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your beginnings, even if you are ashamed of it. It was my beginnings to help me, to bring me to this state that I am now. And I am still growing. I am still growing. And I am still learning. And this is why I come to you and I share my information, so you can pass it on. There's maybe something that I've said in previous videos. There's maybe something that I said in this video that will help you to move forward. That is what Black history is. Black history say it happened back then. It is not our present, it is our history. Just don't forget about your Black history. All right. I am going to go now, but I'm sure we're going to talk soon. We are going to talk soon. But before I go, don't forget, like I said, don't forget to take care of yourself, and then don't forget to take care of each other. Remember, keep creating history. Hey, all right, I am about to eat, but I wanted to share some of my cultural foods that we usually eat. Not even during Black History, it's just that we eat. That's it. This is some of the food that we eat. So you here see I have chicken and waffles here, right? Of course I have my mac and cheese. I can't go anywhere without it. And I have my yams and I have my cabbage. I have my yams and I have my cabbage. Of course, you see there's cornbread here. Hopefully I didn't make anybody hungry. But this is part of my culture. Again, this is Black history. If I was home, it was a holiday. This is the food that I grew up on. This is the food that I pass on to my family and things like that. Anyway, I am about to eat now. Again, like I said, do not allow your history to be buried, okay? You continue to pass on your history so it can stay alive. All right, again, we're going to talk soon. We are going to talk soon. Don't forget to take care of yourself and each other. Bye for now.